Yo, what up, niggas? So recently WB released a new animated TV show. I wasn't really planning on watching it until I just heard a lot of people talking about it. It was good. That it's only 10 episodes, so I was like, fuck it, let me just watch it while waste time until Invincible comes out. So it's called My Adventures with Superman. Uh yeah, we both watched it. Is this the first Superman show you've watched?
I mean, I watched the old ass ones, the animated one, Superman animated. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
was that in the 90s?
yeah.
Yeah, I watched that, but I didn't watch it like religiously. I just watched like whatever episode I came across. But honestly, I used to talk a lot of shit about Superman. Like,
Yeah.
I thought he was a whack hero. I don't know, man. This show has kind of changed my mind a little bit.
I mean, um, it's your first show, so obviously that's why we're kind of I guess watching it from two different perspectives because you're just you're just a hater, so it just makes sense. You know what I mean? You always hate on Superman, even though he's literally like the most popular superhero of all time. You know, top
My nigga, he
top
was a
two,
lame,
top
bro.
three. Everywhere you go in the world, if you show that symbol, they know who it is. You know what I mean? So
My
it's
nigga's a
it's
lame,
for a
bro.
reason. So yeah, me so yeah, we so this is your first superhero Superman show. I've seen the animated show back in the day, and also I watched it was called The Legion of Superheroes. It was a Superman show, but it was focused around him going to the future. This is when he was a teenager. He goes to the future, and then he learns about his future self, and like he has to become that Superman that everybody is, and like he's like a part of this team. That show's pretty underrated. That show's pretty fire. It was
Don't
only like two.
sleep, nigga. I used to watch Smallville. Don't sleep.
I'd actually never watched Smallville. It just never caught my attention.
I just haven't seen like 2 seasons of that. That
I
was a long
might I
time
might
ago.
go back and watch it one day, but I don't know. It was just before my time type thing. But yeah, and also big fan of Man of Steel, one of my favorite superhero movies of all time. So, but with this series, I wasn't expecting much just because one, I guess I seen pictures of the character designs and it wasn't kind of really flushing with me, I guess to a degree. And then the fact that it was they put it on like Adult Swim and it was just like like they put it out at like 1 a.m. like new episodes dropped. It was just so weird. So clearly they didn't really care about it, but it seems like because it was getting such positive receptions, I was like, yeah, fucking let me watch it. Um, but yeah, so what'd you think about the show? Like we'll do positives and then negatives after.
Positives, I feel like DC never fails with animation, bro. They never fail with animated. Like I can't, I can't remember. I can't think of a DC show that I've watched and said like, yo, this shit is whack. Like animated wise, I know you're probably gonna roast me. The only one I could think of, I didn't really like it too much. I think you liked it. Was the Batman Brave and the Bold TV show? I didn't
Oh
really
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
That's
know.
probably the bold. But the difference is, I didn't. It's not like I liked it. I just enjoyed it for what it was. But like I'm assuming like obviously somebody who watches like one random episode just like this probably isn't my thing, but like if you watch the whole show it's actually pretty good. Yeah, yeah.
I remember I used to watch that like sometimes, and I'd be like, "Yo, this shit whack," and I'll just change it.
Compared to like obviously the 90s and then like the Batman, like those Batman shows, yeah, it's not like the best, but I think it's good, just like a cartoon show to watch type shit.
But I think the reason why I'm really feeling this one is because I felt like it felt like an anime a little bit to me.
Yeah,
I was
it's
watching it.
definitely anime influenced. You could tell just by like him getting like the transformation for his suit and like some of his powers and shit. Like you definitely tell it's heavily anime influenced.
And I feel like there's a market for that because it's like a westernized anime. Like you can see that like it's anime, yeah, like you said, it's anime inspired, and then you see the anime art and stuff like that, but without the typical anime tropes that you would see, like someone falling on the head when someone tells a joke, or someone doing some like weird thing. And I kind of like that. I was like, yo, it's like this feels like anime and it feels different. And I like that. And I think there's a market for that. I know another show that maybe felt like that was Castlevania on Netflix. Yeah. So I hope they keep on doing this trend of making like anime but within like the US, like with US ideas.
Yeah, yeah, definitely anime influenced. I don't know who like made the show, but for a 10-episode show, I feel like it was like it got to the point like of its plot, and instead of like there was no filler, it was just straight to the point, which I liked.
I know you don't probably mind because I remember you saying like as long as it's good. I miss those like 23 episode seasons of shows. Like I wish it was a little bit longer. That's the only issue I have with it.
I mean, I get it. I get it. I just feel like those are so hit or miss. You know what I mean? Where when it's more chopped down and precise. The only thing I would have said, maybe the episodes would have been longer, like an hour episodes. Mm-hmm. That would have been a little bit better versus like if it was like 22-minute episodes. Mm-hmm. I think, but we gotta think like it's playing on TV, so versus like it was made for streaming. So I definitely think like 45-minute episodes would have been better versus the 22 minutes, just because like a lot of things definitely felt rushed.
But, yeah. It's like, yo, I didn't know Clark Kent was like the Riddler god like that, bro. Just instantly just pop up as he was like, oh, he looked good. Oh, and he's like, oh, I like her already. Like you don't even know Shorty, bro.
I mean, that's the thing. It's definitely playing homage to like how shit used to be back in the day and shit. But like, that's one of the things I really like about this show is how it shows like the human side of. Even though I say this, but every show shows the human side of Superman. You've just never seen the Superman show fully, like, you know what I mean. But like every show shows like the human side of Superman, and like the reason why the people close to him would see that's Clark as Superman, but like other people, like the way he walks, like he's mad bumbly, like he's all like goofy and shit, like, you know what I mean. So like he's like, this nigga's not Superman. like you know what I mean. Like, yeah, like when he takes his shirt off, this nigga's swole and shit. Yeah, they're like, what the fuck? And then he's like, nah, I never played any sports. You know what I mean. Like I'm a nerd and shit. Like there's people, so it's like it's playing on that trope where it's like that's why it made sense for that type of identity back in the day, like the way he would like hunch his back over, make himself seem smaller, like his demeanor and like his playfulness versus like when he's Superman, he's way more serious, and like people usually, that's why like most people can't really tell the difference, even though you would assume like that's clearly Clark, like, you know.
It's funny because like how could you not tell that nigga's swole? Like, instantly when you see this nigga, he's like bursting out of his shirt, like, you know what I mean? And then I was dying when she was looking at him like, oh damn, he's brawling. I'm like, how did you not see that? And
I mean, that's the thing. There's people like it's like that. It's like when a skinny nigga, like you take off his shirt and niggas like cut up and shit. It was like, what the fuck? That shit came out of nowhere. It's kind of like the same thing.
And I like how they play with one of the things that I like about is how they didn't follow the same trope of like, damn, we can't tell this is Superman. Like the two friends found out he was Superman like that. And we find out that what was it, Jimmy, right? This is his best friend, Jimmy Olsen. We found out he already knew from jump that he was Superman. Like,
yeah. I mean, he was like breaking shit left and right. It just made sense. Like, if you're living with him, you're like, clearly this nigga's like not regular. Like, you know. Yeah.
I would have definitely confronted him. I would be like, yo, nigga, you Superman, right?
No, I mean, he said he just given him time to like wait, and then he was like, wow, you told Lois before me. I was like, yo, pussy. That's what it does to you, man, you know. And she really jumped off the roof.
Like, yeah, just like didn't she do that in the old one? I always see memes about. No, I'm thinking of Mary Jane.
No, but I mean, I'm pretty sure she's done shit like that. Like, but yeah, but yeah, she was wilding because if it wasn't him, that would have been tough. But yeah,
who would you say is like your favorite like character design?
Out of everybody, or like you mean like
out of everybody?
I like the Parasite.
Is that the Amazo guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say him too. He was swaggy, bro.
So in the comics, it's like an actual. It's not like a suit. It's literally like his skin. Like his skin's all fucked up and shit. Like he could just do it. It's like a power. But like in this one, they made it like a suit, and then they like took over his head, his brain and shit, which was like there was a cool spin on it, and then I like the design of it. Yeah, and then it's crazy because like towards the end, it pretty much became like him versus the Suicide Squad to a degree. Like you know what I mean? Like it was like the Suicide Squad versus Superman. Even though I understand why he lost, but like I don't know. He should a couple of them should have been slept. Like that's all I gotta say.
Livewire was pretty swaggy too when she
Yeah,
got
I
like
like
the
her.
full powers.
That's it. But in the thing, I would have rather her been because I know it's just me being like a fan, and but like in other media, she's blue. Like you know what I mean? Like because of the electricity, it would have been because she did look like that at one point. Like when she was overloaded, she was all blue and shit. I was like, oh, that's fine. And then later on, it kind of went away, but it was still cool, bro. But yeah, what did you think about the plot?
The plot, I wouldn't say there's anything like super special about the plot. Do I like the plot? Yeah, I like it. I mean, I like the way how everything looked more so the plot. I mean, the plot's like it's pretty straightforward. But I think the reason why I'm thinking why it's straightforward because I'm thinking the plot, like the end goal is he's gonna fight another Kryptonian, and I was just assuming that Kryptonian was like Zod.
I was getting the feeling of that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually like the plot just because it was different from what it usually is. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I give it because yeah, the plot is pretty generic, but the fact that a lot of pieces of it were different, like I'm just excited to see kind of what happens moving forward and shit, and that in all reality he only used one of his powers the whole time. He was just punching people. Like he barely used like the laser beams. Like he just started using them. So like I want to see him using more of his abilities, like his freeze breath and shit. I want to see like his evolution and what's it called? And I'm interested in the Kryptonian thing because it's the first time where people from Krypton don't like speak English. Like so it was just like it makes sense that they're speaking like a different language and he wouldn't understand it. Like you know what I mean? So I think that's a cool aspect. It's like a mystery aspect. Like he still doesn't know if his father's evil and shit. Like his people are evil or and why he was sent there. And like, cause usually Superman instantly knows off the bat, like, yo, you're sent here to save people. Like you're supposed to be this. You're supposed to be this Jesus type character. You're supposed to save them and shit. But like, in all reality, it's supposed to be like Superman's saving people because he wants to, because he's like a good person. Versus like, it's his destiny to be like the savior of the earth. Like, you know what I mean? That's why I like this certain aspect of it.
I like how they like made his powers look kind of more unique. Like, you know, like how he got like upset and he kind of was glowing.
Yeah, like his aura and shit.
Yeah, they gave like an anime aspect to it. And I was interested in another character. I don't know if this is an actual DC character. Mr. Minx. Is that his name?
Mr. Spittlelinks or whatever.
Yeah, something like yeah.
It's a real DC character. He was in pretty much every show. He's been Teen Titans. He's been in the OG Batman. He's been in the OG Superman. He's like a big DC like character. He just fucks up with people. Do you remember that Teen Titans episode where like he broke his hand, Robin, and like that little Robin popped up, and he was like messing with the universe? Do you remember that?
That's him?
Yeah, it's kind of like that same person, pretty much. Like you know what I mean?
They went heavy. They went heavy with it. This is when I really felt the anime. They went heavy with him with the anime side.
Yeah, you could tell he kind of reminded me of some Dragon Ball Z character.
He looked like straight up like Shippo from Inuyasha.
Oh.
You know that little fox kid?
He just reminded me of somebody from Dragon Ball Z, like one of the Kais or something.
Yeah, facts. That too. Yeah.
But yeah, and also the just bringing up the multiverse off rip. It's an exciting thing to look forward to because it is a possibility that there are different universes of Supermans that are evil and shit. And all their costumes were like throwbacks to like other Superman and shit. It was pretty dope. And then you saw like different versions of Superman from like the old cartoon and shit. So like I like how they're expanding their view. Like that's why I'm like, this first season was solid, but I'm really looking forward to like what comes after. You know what I mean? It's pretty much kind of like not too invincible, but like it's on some invincible shit where it's like the first season was great, but like I'm really looking forward to what comes next. Like, you know what I mean?
I feel like they're gonna be banging for real.
Yeah, like he has, of course. Like
it's set up that way. It's set up that way. It's like, okay, we know all these possibilities. I feel like the little clip of him we seen the other version of Clark, using the black suit, and he just has a red cape. That nigga look like he's about to fold everybody, bro.
Even time, bro. And then so I'm very excited to that. Hopefully, like I've said before, I want to see this version of like the Justice League eventually. That would be pretty cool, just to see like this versions of Batman. What would that look like an anime Batman or like an anime Flash? Like I would love to see like eventually, not now, like just obviously it's like it's called My Adventures with Superman, so it's mainly focused on those three. But I'm super excited to just see like what the future holds. And also coming up for season 2, the fact that Jimmy's fucking a millionaire now, all of a sudden, like the last episode, he was just like, "Oh yeah, I'm a millionaire."
He said it so casually. I was like, "Damn."
I know. Yeah. So
who is Jimmy? Like an actual character though?
Yeah, like, Jimmy's like the redhead kid.
Oh, okay.
That takes pictures with Lois Lane.
Yeah. Okay.
But they just made him black. But like that's the thing with Jimmy. It's like he is a significant character, but it doesn't matter what race he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope.
But yeah. So what would you rate the show?
So far, I'll give it an 8.
Nice. I think I would give it a 7.5. I think there was just not like I think there was just a little. I think the 22-minute really hurt it. Like
that's not. There's not enough of it.
Yeah, like there wasn't like the final episodes were better than the first few episodes. You know what I mean? But even though I did enjoy all of it throughout, but I just felt like it was just rushing to get to this point. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, and so I'll give it like a 7.5. I think
I would just like to see like more villains.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted it to be more episodes. I would like to see like more villains, more action.
Yeah. Definitely more setup for that love story, because I felt like that was pretty fast. But you know, it is what it is. You know, anime always got love in it, so it makes sense. But yeah, that's pretty much all we got, man. We out.
Glamour of wearing diamonds. Diamonds bring status, elegance, and prestige. Their brilliance makes